Good morning, everyone.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Welcome to Jigsaw Parenting. I am Sumitra Single. With me, I have,
Stephen Bax.
And Sissy Fanfart.
and as you guys know, Jigsaw Parenting, we're talking about things that are going on in our world of parenting. We come from different backgrounds with various experiences, different cultural bringing ups, and we just kind of want to share with you all some of the things that we're struggling with or we're succeeding in as we go through this thing called parenting. So today's topic, in this crazy world of the pandemic, we're going to kind of talk about what the heck are we going to do this summer?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a different summer than last summer, and last summer was definitely a different summer than any summer that any of us had ever experienced. But I think what happens is this summer is a little bit more hopeful than what last summer was. Last summer we were in the middle, more like the middle, but the really beginning of the pandemic, if you would. And this summer, I've had my first vaccine. I'm going to get my second vaccine tomorrow. My husband has had both of his vaccines. My mom, my sister, my mother-in-law, they've all had both vaccines. My brother-in-law is about to get a second. I think my oldest child, Jordan, is going to get hers in about another month when she turns 18. So between the fact that we're going to at least have a defense mechanism against COVID in our systems at that point, I am looking to get out the house and do a little bit more. So Jordan is a senior in high school, and she's going to graduate, and she's going to be off to college. And the plan is she's going away to someone's college that we're going to have to drive her to. She does have a car, so let's think about this driving her to is like helping her get there, because I think she's going to need more than just her car full of stuff. She's going to probably need our help too. And I dare not say we're going to send our first child off into the world to college without dropping her off. Right. So we expect to do that this summer. And we had also, I don't know if this is still going to happen, but we also talked about trying to do a road trip. We love our road trips to California. Oh, wow. So if we can do that road trip to California before we take her to school, I would love it. We've previously done a road trip to Memphis some years ago. We did a road trip to Niagara Falls not too long, just about 2-3 years ago, and that was great. We always have a great time on our road trips, the five of us, me, my husband, and the kids. So that's what I'm looking forward to, getting out of the house and doing something I haven't been able to do in a while, which is a little vacation, if you would. What about you, Sissy? What are you going to do this summer?
Well, this summer, let's say just after the summer, my dad's going to be 80 years old.
Ooh.
So his wish, and sure, with the pandemic last year, he decided he wanted to have a trip with all of his kids together. So we're planning a cruise. I have 2 brothers and a sister, and they're planning to take their kids along and their spouses, and we're all going on a ship. So if the pandemic hits, we'll be stuck on a ship, but I don't care.
Oh my gosh, that's nice.
Mediterranean, Italy, and Spain. So this is what I'm hoping for, and that it really gonna happen. So I haven't had my vaccine yet. Okay. I'm supposed to have it halfway June, and we're planning it in August. So by that time, everyone should have been vaccinated, and we're good to go.
That sounds exciting. Now, are you a little nervous about, has the whole family ever been together like that? Like all the siblings and spouses and kids all together like that? Are you a little nervous about, can we all deal with each other?
No, well, I have to be honest. We've done it before. With a couple of years in between. So the kids, it's really nice because the nephews and nieces get bigger every time. Okay. But we've done it before, and it's worked out great because even my sister lives in Spain. She has a husband that speaks English, but also Spanish. So the kids are trying different languages, but they still communicate with each other and they play along with each other. So It's been going really well. So I'm not nervous about it. It's really about having a good time. and
Okay.
laughing about the differences and having fun with that. So it's always been great, and so I'm really looking forward to it. And because my dad's becoming 82,
That's
it's something
exciting.
really looking for. Yeah.
That's funny. My mom is going to be 80 this year too. So I didn't even realize we
Oh,
had that in common. Yes.
Well, my
yeah.
father is going to be 90 in September,
Wow.
and my mom's going to
Ah,
be 83 in July, but their health is deteriorating, dementia and Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and all that. So that's been a little bit rough. Um, I don't know what we're doing this summer, and it's funny because I know in November I'm going to a Buddhist Jewish wedding in California.
Oh,
Yeah.
listen, I don't even know if I want to know how that happened.
Well, my sister-in-law is a pediatrician.
Okay.
And because she's an immigrant, and Spanish was her first language, there's a Ross University, which works with NYU, has a medical school in Dominica in the Caribbean.
Okay.
And so it tends to serve foreign students. So when we get together, we have Russian, we have Indian, we have Iranian, we have Thailand, we have China, we have, there's more. So when we get together,
Listen, that's plenty. It's okay.
they call. I'm the only white guy in the room usually. They get together. We went to the beach and they teased me. Muhammad was calling me token. Yeah. We have a blast together, and we get together all over the place in New York City. We're going to do it in California. We did it in Fort Lauderdale this year. So we go all over the place together. Maryland sometimes. And they got a lot more money than than I do because I'm a teacher and they're all doctors. But that's okay. We have a great time together. That's never an issue. So that's our plan for November. And then next year, I have a trip to Paris, which is not affiliated with the school, but I'm taking students. This was supposed to be last year's spring break. Now it's going to be next summer. And I've already got several travelers that have signed up and started paying. And I'm going to add some more as time goes on. So we're going to do the Paris, Versailles, the French Riviera, Monaco. But this summer, I'm looking at road trips. I want to go up to the New England states. I've been to New York, I don't know, 25, 30 times.
Okay.
2 years ago, we did a 4,500-mile road trip and just drove around Chicago. We went up to the theme parks in Ohio, visited family there. My in-laws, even though my wife passed away a couple of years ago, we're very, very close. They want to come up and meet my family in Ohio. And so they may join us for a while and do that. And then I'm thinking about going up to the New England states, Vermont and New Hampshire and that sort of thing.
You think you're going to make it up to Maine?
I'd like to. My friends have gone puffin watching and whale watching up there.
Okay, what's puffin?
Puffin, they look like little penguins with colorful beaks.
Oh,
It looks like a penguin had a romantic evening with a toucan. But
I don't know. Maine sounds, I've gone as far up to New York. I've never been up to the New England area, although I definitely want to check it out. But something about Maine interests me. I think when I've seen shows, you don't see a lot of shows based in Maine, but I'm just a little intrigued about what's up there and what is it like. So
one of my old college friends was from Bangor, and she says it's nothing like Florida. We went to Florida State University together. She goes, it's very different, very rural, a lot of dirt roads. Don't expect everything to be open late. They roll up their sidewalks early. They embrace their isolation up there, she says.
Oh.
So, I can't wait to see that. I want to see these small New England towns. I really want to go up there when the leaves change one year.
That would be nice.
When I retire, I want to spend 2 or 3 years in Europe, and then I just want to settle down somewhere in the Northeast where we have seasons, and I can jump on a train and go to New York City whenever I want to have a little fun, I've never been up in that area, and I've only been to a little over half the states. So
which is a lot. That's a lot.
And you mentioned Niagara Falls. You've done that road trip.
So, that's a lot. I think compared to most people here in the US, they haven't even traveled that much.
Yeah, that's a shame too. We went to right before my wife got sick. We went to Canada. We flew into New York. They were like $200 a ticket for plane tickets.
Ooh.
Yeah, so like, hey, we would basically start searching around. Where's cheap tickets? We'll go there.
Mm-hmm.
And we were going to go to Seattle, but we said, wait a minute, $200? We'll go to Niagara Falls. We rented a car, went to Niagara Falls, Toronto, Montreal, Quebec. Got lost in Quebec because everything's in French. Yeah, we had no GPS. So that was rough. And Ethan got bed bugs in one of the really cheap hotels we stayed.
Oh.
I said, yeah, but now you have a story.
Listen, I'm pretty sure Ethan wasn't thrilled about the fact that he'd have a story. He probably was like, Dad, are you serious? Like, I'm scratching like, eh.
Well, it's funny because we went there and we had done it online on hotels.com or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we get there, we asked for a non-smoking room. And then we went in there like, oh, it stank. So we said, okay, we asked for a non-smoking. That is a non-smoking room. I said, there is an ashtray with cigarettes in it on the counter. So they put us in a different room, and that's where he got the bed bugs.
Oh, no.
Maybe you should have stayed in the room.
Yeah, like an ashtray.
Sometimes you got to cut your losses and just be like, we're going to suck this one up.
But we had a great time. Brian, who at the time was in, I think, 3rd or 4th grade, and he said, Dad, I'm going to live here when I'm grown up. I mean, Canada was like America, but cleaner. It was a lot like America, but cleaner. And the food, oh my God. Poutine, which is like this cheese curd on fries, and it was really good. Yeah. We had a great time. It was beautiful. The weather was nice. It was, wasn't brutally hot or anything, even though it was in August. And I would definitely do that again.
It sounds like traveling is in all of our ideas for this summer.
Yeah.
Get out and go do something.
Last summer we went to Fort Myers for a day. That was it. That's
it? That's all you've done so far?
Last summer. We went to Fort Myers for a day, met up with my old college roommate who's starting to do a feed the poor sort of thing.
Okay.
With his church. And we hadn't seen each other for 30 years.
Wow.
So we got back together and we had a great time. Yeah, absolutely. That was so much
last summer we did absolutely nothing. It was the middle of the pandemic. We were home. Our outing was going to the grocery store. I think we did it every day because it's like, okay, what are we going to cook today? So we'd go to the grocery store. Or if we weren't going to the grocery store, we were going to a Walmart or something to buy supplies or see if we could find some paper towels and toilet tissue since that was such a hot commodity.
Scavenger hunt.
Oh my gosh, it was insane. But getting out of the house was like a treat last year. And just to even do those things, it was like, okay, this is my outing. I'm going to go early before I have to wait in a line. Granted, things have changed, where it's you don't really have lines. Yeah, they're still counting people depending on what store you're going to as you were walking in with their little ticket, their little clickers to keep the numbers good. But while this summer is not going to look totally like previous summers before COVID, I feel like it's going to look a lot more like one than it ever has compared to last year, Well,
considering what the beaches look like during spring break down here, I think it might be a little more crowded on the roads.
Yeah, I think, you might be right. Everybody's having that whole, we've been shut in and cabin fever, and now I think they kind of have taken it to the extreme.
Yeah.
So that's not necessarily a good thing either.
No. It's the same thing. They're done with it. They're like, we've had enough. Sun's out. Let's go out. And then it's about time. It's really like that.
Well, I will say one thing. One thing that we've discovered: we've been so dependent on social media over this pandemic. And earlier this week, the internet shut down in our neighborhood completely for the afternoon, and it felt like a different world. I finished a book, something we don't normally do. And, I was wondering, just kind of current events, looking at what do we do now? We become social media addicts, and I think the parents as well as the kids, we are on it all the time. And I was bad enough before this, but I've watched so many television series. I've been on Facebook constantly, and to break away from that, it felt kind of good. It was almost like a release to sit there and just read a regular book next to in my comfy spot on the couch, and the kids couldn't do their homework, and they were okay with that.
Well, of course.
Sure.
I had to inform their teachers, no, really, the internet went out.
Right.
I almost, sometimes I wonder what if they could shut down the internet for a certain number of hours on a Sunday or whatever. That's archaic, but
You could do that. Turn off the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a bad idea because you're so right. We get after the kids about being on their devices a lot. But you're right, because everything that we work on, whether it be for work or whether it be socially, there's an app for it that you can download on your phone. We can do everything from our phones. Our phones are these mini computers.
Yeah.
Where for the most part, I can do anything on them. So we almost have to police ourselves. But
absolutely.
Now, the nice thing is I am a book reader, at least if it's a topic that I like. I do like fiction. I will gladly read a book. If I have one, all the books I have right now, I think all the books.
I'm reading about Paris. I'm sorry.
Oh, listen, you're getting ready for your trip.
Oh, yeah, I got to psych myself up here a little bit. So I'm reading The River That Made Paris.
That's
my favorite.
Is that fiction?
No, this is just about the Seine. And how, unlike most city rivers, that the river's just kind of an afterthought. Paris, everything kind of looks inward on the Seine. And so you think about the Mouche, which is pardon my French, it's awful. You take this boat.
Hey, it's still more than I know, so it's okay.
I'm doing my Duolingo on my phone. But they have spotlights on all the buildings. You take these boats down the river to the middle of the city, and you go by Notre Dame, and you go by the Eiffel Tower, and the original Statue of Liberty, and all these buildings from when Napoleon redid the city. And so the river really is the focus of the city. And so it's a very different take. It's very different than a lot of, like if you look at the Miami River, which goes right by our school off of Okeechobee, I wouldn't even touch that water. It's disgusting.
Okay.
It really is.
That
is the actual Miami River. And it's gross. It's an afterthought down here. But over there, oh my God, it's beautiful. I can't wait. So I'm getting ready.
I think we should take Sissy's advice. Maybe we should purposely cut off the internet, because we know it's not going to happen where it would be anything that the government would do or the companies would do. But maybe we should every now and again, and I think if we do it, we can't let it be a surprise. Maybe we have to let everybody in the house know, look, we're going to do this. So
this is our time together to do our thing.
Exactly. And then that way, the phone the phone might ring, but at least there won't be any notifications that come up and someone has to go run off. Right. I may have to try that.
I recently, just this week, I started doing, I don't turn off the Wi-Fi, but I've started doing as an hour before my youngest goes to bed, before Daniela goes to bed, let's say 8 o'clock, I say, okay, 8 o'clock, no more gaming, anything, because she has an hour to wind down. So we started doing board games. So and it forces me to leave my phone too, because I've caught myself, as soon as I've got spare time, I'll go sit with my phone. My phone is my entertainment. So now it forces me to spend good time with her. And we're doing board games, really chess and checkers. And it's been really fun, and we've rediscovered it. So it's been, and for her too, because
she's in the garden.
Yeah, and by the time she really has to go to bed, she is sleepy and tired instead of still being in the game, because she was waking up. I dreamt about the game and I built this and I was like, no, this isn't good. So now she's really winding down and we're talking about different things while playing the game. and this has been really helpful. So I'm not turning on the Wi-Fi, but I'm just okay. It's that certain time, everything off, sounds off, and we're just interacting and playing a game. It's been really working
You're
out.
giving me all kinds of ideas now. Because we've got like Risk and Monopoly and that sort of thing that we enjoy playing.
Yeah.
We hardly ever do it anymore.
I will say this: with the pandemic, we did start to do a lot of those things more, just because you kind of have things to do. So we would sit down. It's normally just me and the kids, and we'll sit down and we'll play a game. And then of course we get into the issue of who's cheating, right? But it's always fun. But I think I'm gonna try this purposeful thing. Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I've been playing Monopoly through with the pandemic, and my brother saw me playing it, and he was like, "Come on, we gotta play like we used to." Yeah, and now we've been winning a couple of times. Even my youngest has won a couple of times, and every time he calls me rematch. When's the rematch? I want to play again. Mm-hmm. So it's really been a good thing.
Okay. I'm gonna try this, and I'm gonna let y'all know how this goes.
I think I'm gonna do the same. I think so. On a Sunday afternoon, that's our time to do something together.
I gotta give them some pre-warning. Needless to say.
Yeah, we gotta spike them into it a little bit. I think.
Yeah.
So we'll do that.
Okay, well, this was great today. I'm excited about what I'm gonna do for the summer. Heck, I'm definitely excited about that cruise with your family, Sissy. Yeah. That sounds like fun. And Stephen and his New England possibly trip. So I definitely will have to let each other know how this pans out.
Yes.
As well as our break from social media. Cross your fingers that we can get through it. We want to be better. We want to be like you, Sissy.
I'm trying. I'm forcing myself.
Well, we're gonna do it.
Well, this has been great today. This has been Jigsaw Parenting, and we're very happy that you joined us. I am Sumitra Single.
I'm Stephen Bax.
And I'm Sissy Penpark.
And we will see you guys next time, okay?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.